like one before PJ the bargain
For the raffle.
For the raffle. Those are really neat. One is even greetings and ham on it.
Yep.
Drink Coca-Cola every day. It makes your body stronger. It's the only soda the doctors recommend.
Alright. So you're trying to put his head back.
Jason, where's he?
He's the one with the head.
Yellow and maroon. Oh yeah, that's
Everyone, the improv games are going to start like now. So I guess Fiona is going to. Where'd she go? She'll be back in a second. But the sing-alongs are going to stop while the games are going on. So it's all going to be in that area over there. Okay.
yeah, as I say, I had a connection with your friend of mine.
We're going to do the raffle a little differently than we did it last year because there are a lot of items to go through and there's limited time. So what we're going to do is for each item, there are multiple copies, as you've probably seen of certain CDs or whatever. The guys will say a little spiel about each item and then I'll call out the number. Don't come up here, okay? Because what you'll do is, I'm going to have someone handing me the next thing to raffle off, and then it's one, I'm going to bring it over here, and Mika and Zard will be over here, letting you where you claim your prize, okay? Formerly from Bottom Line Records, had a public.
On the other table.
They're in your bags if you haven't looked. There. Let's do that now.
Bag of tricks.
One of the things that I wanted to address was the fact that the raffle money and the entry fee money is, going to help out for next year's con, and then the rental of this room and various things like the printing costs for these signs, and all the things that the volunteers set up, the crossword puzzle that costs money, things like that. Just, where the money's going. What's that? Oh, good. Well, hey. I'm just going to show of hands. Would anyone, even if the puzzle isn't complete, would you still want it? Okay, we'll still raffle them off. You can go home and make the other piece. Hold on a second. They're not here yet.
They are. They're
All
here.
four of them?
The band does right. You guys are.
Well, I know she answered. wanted to clear this out.
They're kind of like the,
And actually, if we can make a little path here, so that if someone wins, at the very least, they could go out in the hall and come in and get their prize. You're gonna be getting your prize over here.
Just have them climb over heads.
Step on the list.
Just have them lay down in the back and then kind of.
Okay, right here.
Teach me pirate out there.
Because I'm cooler than you, man. Mary and I are always the people that fight, like this way. Yeah, exactly. So, one thing I want to show you is this is a map that we set up, and everyone put stars on where they're from. So, there's somebody from the UK.
Who's from here? Who's from Northern Saskatchewan?
Oh, it's actually Minnesota.
Saskatchewan. Oh, Doug.
No. Yeah. I commute to Winnipeg. Baja, California. Identify yourself. Baja, California.
Baja chicken.
So I guess,
Hi, everybody. Have you had a chance, those of you who are from out of town, just a few of you, had a chance to see our fair city? Yeah! Did anyone take up the Bruce footballs? It's worth it. It's worth the price of admission. Well, you folks are, as you probably know, you make us feel really fantastic. What we do is a little crazy, Getting in a van, driving around, playing, driving around, getting in a van, driving around. It's not, you don't expect to do that kind of thing. It's more like an architect, an engineer, a webmaster.
Oh no, I'm not done.
So all your support is always really, really special to us. And it's not a stretch to say that we wouldn't be doing it. It's not a stretch to say that we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for this more amazing support.
I've never been so nervous as I am today. It's the greatest day of my year. I don't get nervous for shows. I probably should, but I don't. But, I almost threw up. Well, I did throw up.
Poor baby.
I'd like to reiterate some of Mike's points. No, thanks a lot for coming. I'm stunned, as are all my friends. Support, and it's pretty cool. And I hope you have a great weekend. It seems like fun from this side, from that side as well.
Well, my name's Dave, and I have a singing problem. I got 10 fingers. All that stuff. Thanks so much.
Looks like you're just gonna have to go with your arms around.
Doing this with the amazing support of everybody here. And I'd like to say a special, because this thing falls around my birthday, a special A special thank you and a word of caution. You don't, I thank you, I've got so many gifts. Honest to God, it's crazy. And I oftentimes I don't know who to thank, or I see a name on a card and I can't connect with the face. Those of you who've met me more than 5 or 6 times know that my memory's not the greatest, but I would like to say thank you to those of you who have given me gifts. I usually get, vice-related things. I got a Zippo yesterday. I got a flask last week. I don't know. Where are these impressions coming from? At any rate, thanks a lot, and certainly gracious thanks to all of you who did that, and don't feel that it's, Thank you very much.
I just have a few words.
Like thank the Academy.
Settle in. What a trip it has been. No, I just wanted to say a couple things and clear a couple things up. Now, first of all, I like the Dave Matthews Band. Second of all, no, really though, I think, I just want to start by saying I think we all know that this is a little nuts.
We started it.
It surely has a bit of a dangerously crazy element. But I think what's really cool about it, though, is that I think we all know that, most of us. And every once in a while, I know you guys are sort of self-deprecating about it too. Like, and that is cool. You know, there is amongst people in the outside world.
Referred to as the
They may not know that that what you all know, which is that that a lot of even your great support is a bit tongue-in-cheek. Like that talking about how I smell, although it may be complimentary, it's a little over the top. You do that in good fun. And I think that I just want to say I think one of the reasons that we really dig this and support it is because it's not about celebrity. Like I really don't feel that when we meet you. It feels very much like this is not about Dave's chiseled features, Murray's expressive eyebrows. It's not. It's. It's not about those things. It's about and we really get the impression that this is about what we. This starts from what we create, like music, and it starts from us sharing that music with you guys, and you guys digging in enough to want to follow us and be our friends and be our followers, and that's there's no easy way to say it all. But it really isn't about that. And what's really weird about this, and I mean this quite sincerely, is there are fans I believe there are fans of Moxie Fruvis who are much bigger fans than any Fru heads, and who are fans in the more stereotypical sense. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. And what's really cool is that let's explain. All I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I think you get what I'm saying. I'm saying that. actually create and what we do, and that this isn't it isn't just a stereotypical fag club. And if it ever was that, I don't think we would be as supportive of it, and we would treasure it as much as we do. And we recognize that it isn't that, and that I mean, there's elements of that which are cool for us, you know. So anyway, I wanted to say thank you for your enthusiasm, because you guys, a lot of you have seen us a few times, and it really does feel great when you cheer for us and when you listen to our songs. And like you've heard, you know, some of you were at Lee's Palace last night, and you've heard some of these songs a lot of times, and you've seen us perform, and you're still giving us that boost in your energy, and that's really amazing. And as a corollary to that, we can't always, and you should know this, but we can't always reciprocate. We can't always concentrate on the people who have seen us many times. There's a lot of in-jokes that we can tell here that we tell at any show, and 50%, 75% of the crowd, the others, right? And so just know that we do appreciate you there. We do listen when you request things. We do know, you know, and that oftentimes there are a bunch of people out there who've never heard Moxie Fruvis, who've never heard of Moxie Fruvis in some of those festivals and stuff like that we also need to play to, you know, and thank you. I was going to say that in a lot of ways you guys are our ambassadors, you know, because, and it's really true, like, we're a really screwed up group. Like, we're a really hard group to define, and a lot of times people get it wrong. At least people get it wrong in a way that we don't like, anyway. And we know that a lot of you people really do know, or really do have a sense of what Moxie Fruvis is about. And today there's a big thing in the Globe and Mail on us, and a picture and all that stuff. And, you know, it was very nice, and we're glad to get that kind of exposure, national exposure in Canada. But the writer calls us a comedic a cappella, you know, folk group. And, you know, we've struggled for 5 years. We've been putting out records to not be called a comedic a cappella group. You know, that is something that we do, but that's not the only thing that we do. And that's just the kind of thing that makes it that much more invaluable to have you guys out there, like, actually, you know, explaining to people in some cases, because I know you know people who come up to you and go, what is Moxie Fruvis? And you have probably as much trouble as we do explaining it, but you don't call it, you know. I just wanted to put a little word in. Oh, and on that note, you know, you do represent us, I think, in some cases, like. And I just want to say about the news group, because there's a lot of you have come to know each other through the internet, and I think we have to remember too that a lot of the shows and stuff, not everybody is on the internet, and that's you know, isn't accessible to everybody. But every once in a while, somebody will speak up for the band and go, the band doesn't like you know, one of you who've seen us a bunch of times. No, the band doesn't like flash photography, or the band. And I've seen in the past people go, you don't represent the band, and you know what? Like, you do represent the band. You're as far as I'm concerned, you're allowed to, like, you know, if you know what we're all about, you know, spread the gospel. That's totally cool. You know, you know, this is what the band. This is how they usually react to those things. You can represent us. I just wanted to put a word that in everyone's ear, that it's never seemed to me like an exclusive little club, like Fruheadism, and I think that that's another thing that's really important to me and important to all of us, that this you know, never turns into a secret password kind of situation, because we're not in this just to you know, have a group of friends. We're in this to, you know, have a career, and we want everyone to be that career to be accessible to everybody, to like or dislike us. So any attempts at making this, and people have been really overt about doing this in the past couple of years, and it's cool. Any attempts to make this really inclusive are great, you know, to not make it a secret. I just want to say that we often get asked about taping, and since there's a group of people here who, some of you tape at our shows or do videos or whatever, and at least, and others of you will talk to people who do You know, our official policy continues to be that in most cases that's totally cool, but it has to be non-commercial. Everything that happens in the Fruvis world has to remain non-commercial for us to support it. As soon as we find out about things being sold, you know, I have an old indie tape, I have a recorded tape from this show or whatever, you can buy it for this much, we're not into it anymore. It's not like there should be no private benefit. There should only be a sort of a spirit, a benevolent community spirit about this, and then we're totally cool. You want to tape a show and share it with people, that's great, but make sure it's non-commercial. And I know most of you know that, but you know, if you ever run into people who don't know that, it's cool to spread that message. And finally, I just want to say thank you, because it's really touching. Like, I don't actually look at the news group that often. I'm on about once a week, and I go and I try to see as much as I can to get a vibe of what people are talking about. But every once in a while, I see people talking about conversions. You know, like in other words, for those of you who don't read that, it's about like somebody's gone and sold somebody else on Moxie Fruvis, you know, like, hey, check out this band, and they talk about, you know, and I brought them to the Philly show and they really liked it. And like, that is so amazing to hear. Like, that's like you are actively going out there and telling people about our band. You know, because we talk about this, we're not an MTV group, that we don't have the medium to get out to all these people, and you're like doing that for us, and that you would actually consciously go, I really like this band, and I'm gonna convert somebody to liking this band, or like you know, play their music and open them up to this band, and that you would celebrate that is like the most touching thing you could do. And letter campaigns to Conan O'Brien and stuff like that. I mean, without us ever even asking for that, you know, and you guys actually taking the initiative, that just means a lot. So, thank you very much.
I've chosen this moment to announce that I'm quitting the band. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to this man. His father. Well, it's a debt of money, and that's, you know, this community, I think, to a great extent, is a community made possible by a technology, which is the internet, and that didn't exist really 5-6 years ago. And this is the man at the center of that community.
The whole internet.
I think it's great. And it's a tremendous amount of dedication over a number of years, which is amazing. And the website, we get compliments from journalists who check out 2 websites a day. And so it's just amazing. And let's all buy him one drink tonight.
We don't have gifts for everybody, actually, but Chris has been such a big part of this and has put in so many hours, and so a bunch of people, but he is at the center of the web, and this is the original snare drum, little snare drum that we used on Bargainville.
Bernie says, do I know you? John says, love your ass. David says, way to go, Chris. And Mike says, fear the millennium. So it's raffle time. Music is just so we're not get shamed for it. Is that you guys can make the tickets? Read it off, we'll give each item, and then we'll take it out to the back, and then over here is where you can claim it or wait until after.
So, and there are multiple winners.
Like when somebody wins, the same thing that we.
These were displayed at the art table from Cheryl Stoller. So this is the peace, love, purpose.
Wow.
I'll start with two.
Okay.
Draw my board.
Let's see. I'm drawing one card ticket. Gather.
First ticket of the raffle.
We're trying to keep this going.
Yeah, move it.
4, 4, 9, 8, 4, 2, 0. Acknowledge if somebody is wins, we can draw it. 4, 4, 9, 8, 4, 2, 0. We're ending with 420.
Gone once, gone twice.
This sucks.
I'm gonna draw that one then?
Yeah.
424.
Yeah,
498.
Nope.
424.
You gotta have 4 digits on the end.
Yeah, the last 4 digits.
Otherwise, we're gonna draw 4 things.
8424.
Hey.
She's counting those markers.
Toby's back here.
I realize a lot of people think that like everything that was done here was just done by like a few people on the planning committee. But really we had a lot of help from other people, so many volunteers here today. But like the number one person who we couldn't have done any of this without is you.
couldn't find it. I didn't want to go to everybody's.
I had it through his lunch and day. Southern beach speaker with the sweater. He said, "You're done." Gave me 2 bucks with a gun. Glad your boss let me apologize.
Uh-oh.
And say it wasn't a gun. Who's going out now with me? I like to tell my cat Mr. Bud to the ball. My friend is saying, this one carrying this ball. My brother and the
One of the newest favorite songs, I think, of everyone. We'll sing along, so. Excellent. How you doing? Okay. They're here in the making, advertised on the website. Excellent. You have one already.
No, I'm
Put their sign on the back. There's one for here.
Oh, man.
I have about like 18 of them left or something, so if you want one, we have to get it. If not, email me, the address is on the back, I'll print more up. It's cool, they're free. I'll get one line though. Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, the sign on the back.
Thanks, Mike. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. That's great. Good work.
I believe this commences FruCon 2.
Well, she's doing it. Okay. Whoever doesn't know, I'm Doug at Waiting for Bob. You haven't seen me around a lot. Basically, Waiting for Bob is an internet comic strip that is an indirect Frubus product. Because I met Katrin Salyers, who is currently finishing something there, at a Fru show. There are 2 shows in Denver and Boulder, Colorado. We got together on the Monty Frubus IRC channel, which of course all of you will visit all at once. And we did a 2-week storyline involving the 2 main characters, Sean and Jane, going on a trip to see an unspecified band that just happens to have a song where you go like this, and just happens to have a fish dressed like Zorro. And so,
Is it right here? Yeah.
oh, yeah. Mike's got it. Mike has his copy. The 2-week storyline. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Dion.
Thanks a lot.
No fear.
Very cool.
And just remember, waitingforbob.com. Yes, I am still.
I guess today is Sarah Stonebreaker's Is she here?
Yeah, right here.
Why don't you come up and we'll have a little happy birthday. Why don't we sing happy birthday? Why is it a special birthday?
Because I'm here in Toronto celebrating with all of you, these guys. I mean, it was FruCon. So cool. So cool.
So you got your fish back? Use the bro.
Have fun in Toronto. If you like tomorrow, go. It's a cool city. Lots to see, and not maybe in this area. So, the walking tour and other things.
And if we don't get to talk to you individually, one-on-one, either tonight or today, we'll see you in Pittsburgh.
So yeah, should I take this red book?
Thanks, folks.